Hiya, I'm Tom and this is my Suzuki Sv650S. This review is valid for all SV650s from 2003 to 2012 or present, whatever you want to say. This is a 33 brake horsepower restricted model. As standard, this bike usually has 72 brake horsepower. Obviously this is the S version with the fairing as opposed to the naked. The S version has clip-on bars, not the visors. Obviously a fairing with your windscreen, which is quite good for deflecting wind blast. And apparently, I'm not totally sure if it's 100% true, but it's supposed to have different gearing. So it's geared for a higher top end as opposed to the naked being geared for stronger acceleration. It's a liquid cooled 650V twin, which is fuel injected. From 2003 to 2005, the SV650s had silver frame and silver wheels, but in 2005, which is what this model is, the K5, they changed this to black, so it's got black wheels and black frame. The handling on this bike is brilliant. It feels a lot lighter than it is. It comes in weighed 197 kilos wet weight, and it doesn't feel that heavy at all. It's known for them to go on track days and everything and surprise a few people. Even in the TT now, they do the lightweight TT and they have SV engines and ER6 engines, and they're being raced around the TT course around the Isle of Man. It's very forgiving as well. The way that the power works, you have like bags of torque at 3,500 revs. You got 75% of your torque being used. Having all this torque makes it easier for novices, but also if you take it up to the red line, it'll work just as well for an experienced rider. People take these on tracks, but don't be fooled. This isn't just a learner bike. They do handle really well. They're much sportier than they look. The bars are lower than you think. The pegs are higher than you think, and you really can race them. They're good little bikes. But the engines are really over-engineered. You can do stuff to the engine basically, and bring it up to around 90 horsepower or something, and the engine will cope with it. You won't have to change like the crank or anything. It would just be fine. The touring capabilities of this bike are quite good. Obviously, as opposed to the naked version, you've got this screen and fairing, which deflects a lot of wind blast when you're on the motorway doing 70 mile an hour or whatever. As you can see, the bike has a very comfy seat. The seat is very comfy. However, after 120 miles in the saddle, because of the lowness of the clip-ons, you can't ever really get a chance to just stretch your back out, so your back tends to get a bit of a hiding. Yeah, if you think that comfort's an issue because of the low clip-ons, there is an option. I think there's a company called Heli Bars or Heli Razors or something like this, and it's just like bar razors basically to make it a bit more higher for your hands, so you haven't got as much weight on your wrists. Which I suppose that's quite good, but the 0 to 60 time is claimed to be about 3.8 seconds, something like that, when it has 72 horsepower. And 33 brake horsepower restricted, they do it in about 4.5–5 seconds. The top speed of a restricted SV650 is around 110–115 mile an hour. For a full power one, it's about 125 mile an hour. Economically, this bike runs at around 50 miles to a gallon. That's if you're riding, reasonably sensibly, not ragging it. And then you end up getting about 140 miles to a tank, 150 miles to a tank. I think when I went on my France trip, when I was on the motorway, it went up to about 55, just cruising on motorway speed. But around towns, corners, twists, country roads and stuff, it does about 50. Yeah, so a couple of bad things about this bike is that the brakes are a bit weak. I'd recommend getting braided lines to improve them a bit. Another thing, if you do a lot of commuting in towns and stuff, the clutch is really heavy. You know, if you just permanently like slipping the clutch or holding in a traffic lights or whatever, and you'll probably just do your hand in after a while. Brand new, the prices for SV650s are around £5,000. I don't know what that is in dollars. I don't really want to take a guess, but you can probably just Google it anyway. About £5,000, yeah. Second-hand prices, you can get one of the carburetted models from £800, and obviously from £800 to £5,000 you can be paying anywhere in between them.